here for second half action with Coach McDowell with the Valor down 10, 31-21. Talk about Chris Duvault really quickly. He went down pretty hard against the wall. How is he going to be the second half?
I think he's good. I think he just got a little bit scared because he felt something in his back. They took him back and rubbed it out. He's going to be good. He's going to be back up in the lineup.
Arvell Nelson kind of had a slow start in the first half. What do you foresee for your offense? What did you tell them at halftime to kick them into gear?
Well, they only got 12 total plays, so he was slow, but they only got a couple of plays. You know, we'll come back the second half. Hopefully they're on the field a lot more. He can get in more of a groove. When he was in the groove, he threw a pretty good ball, so we'll get back at it.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck. Back to you guys.
AJ, thanks. So 3 of 9 to begin for Nelson. Finished 2 of 2, 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. But as Coach said, only 12 offensive plays for the Valor, and they're only down 10.
Well, our crack statistician, Rush Lynn, gave me a stat earlier, and looking at it now at the end of the half, they're minus 8.5 minutes in time of possession. Whew. So they haven't had much chance to get the ball. There will be personal foul penalty incurred after this return here.
Roughing the kicker
that will
on
carry
Mark
over.
Lewis. Yeah. Lewis hit that 26-yarder at the gun and got roughed in the process.
So best case scenario is this Chris Vault comes back like Willis Reed right here and returns it for a touchdown, and then they can get the penalty for the extra point.
We'll find out. And this one through, and it'll come out to the 5. Duvault again is yet to get a chance. Hey, against Philly last week, this was a dominance by a Washington team that had been winless going into that.
And also, this is a team just 3 weeks ago had scored a total of 25 points. They were averaging 5.5 points in the third quarter. But to see that second half come out and finish a game and pull away on the road, I mean, that's a huge step for them. Just their 4th win in the franchise's history in 2 years.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia to boot. Huge.
Number 3, Nelson. Throws that one away, and he was under siege right away.
Josh Reese gets welcomed to the second half because he was not ready to play on that play. He gets what's called a sneak 'em play. Josh Victorian comes down from the field corner spot and just crashed on him. He didn't even see it, and that's why Arvell threw it away. He had nobody to go to.
Nelson now just 5 of 12. Dangerfield in motion. Nelson with time, looking for Dangerfield, nearly picked off by Virgil Gray.
Dangerfield just had trouble getting out of his cut, out of his break on that one. Nice bench route, good call. There's space to complete it. But this is not where you want to be. 3rd and long against this team.
Reese comes near side. High motion, T.T. Tolliver. End zone, intercepted. This time it is held on to by Virgil Gray. And Baltimore creates a big turnover to begin the 3rd.
It was just thrown out too far in front. See how long TT's gliding inside, waiting for the throw. That's too long. Virgil's one of those guys that's going to set high. I'm not liking the look of that from the outset as a quarterback. I don't like the way it's set up there. He's too vertical. There's too much space. I'm going to try to drop it down, maybe get half of that or a little more. You know you're going on 4th down. But again, a slow start to the beginning of the second half for Arvell Nelson.
Gray with his 3rd pick of the season. Baltimore with the ball up 10. And the Valor 13 out to Collins, and blocking Collins sneaking down the far boards. And Obi makes the tackle. Collins a gain of 9. Opening moments of this third quarter. Nelson just 5 of 14 now. 2 touchdowns and a costly interception moments ago. Hit produce 11 of 14, trying to punch it in again. Tompkins in motion. Looking near side. Jump ball and again. Hauled in by Quentin Sims. His second touchdown of the night.
This is, again, just a quick fade route outside. Tracy Belton kind of takes himself out of that play by jumping down inside.
Lewis remains perfect. 38-21, 4 minutes into the second half. And it started on defense for Baltimore.
It usually does. Virgil Gray says, give me that. I will take it. Set my offense up, and Quentin Sims. The good hands people are back.
(38-21), 10:58 in the third. Baltimore gets a pick. A 2-play, 13-yard touchdown drive. Lead by 17. Start your morning right with a healthy serving of sports, from recapping last night's action to breaking down the top stories of the day. The boys have you covered. Catch Boomer and Gio weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Off the kickoff, it's loose. This one dangerous. Down around the goal line. Scooped up. And the official's going to say it was up against the wall, but who's got possession? Baltimore saying this is their ball.
It's going to be a good question. When it hit the wall, we'll have a shot down that line.
The ruling on the field, the ball hit the wall, therefore it's dead. Also on the play, there was offside by the kicking team. That penalty will be administered from where the dead ball spot, half the distance to the goal. First down.
So all that for offsides. Yeah, there's a couple yards offside. But right there, once that happens, it's dead. So between these two kickers, you know, and if Pat Clark has to kick, and he's got some up his sleeve as well. I saw him in warm-ups. He's got a few as well.
What do you think of the onside kick?
I think it's awesome, man.
But there, up 17.
Listen, you're trying to step on someone's throat, so to speak, and put it to bed.
But on the flip side, it's first and goal inside the 5. The Valor, but a false start. Well,
offense number 72. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The decision looks better now.
You see all the Valor players saying that someone on the front, the D-line for Baltimore, is calling out signals and cadence.
These teams have got to be tired of each other, right? Third meeting, third of 4 this season.
I don't think there's. I think yes.
So you're trying.
So there's no love
angle.
lost, but that to me is not an angle. That's like bush league to me, man. That's not pro. That's not being a pro right there. Calling out cadences. Whoop your guy in front of you. Don't call out cadences.
Reggie Gray in motion. Arpel Nelson rifles it. Caught. Touchdown.
That's a great route by Reggie Gray.
An 8-yard strike from Nelson to Gray.
Great throw and catch in traffic. And you think this guy still got some footwork. Watch how quick his feet are. And this guy has to get there to help, but he doesn't. He gets there a little late. Willie Bailey, Reggie Gray just stabs in that spot. Beautiful throw and catch. Ball right on his eyeballs. That's a great throw.
Packed hard. Down the middle, 38-28, 9 to play in the third. 10,000 career receiving yards, over 800 career receptions for Reggie Gray.
This is just one of those read routes by him. You can take it all the way across if you want, or you can spot it up. Watch him sit it down with the quick feet and out. That happens so quick.
For Gray, that's his first touchdown catch of the night. That's, his second. Okay, so the 251. So his first one tonight was his 250th of his career. Kind of a milestone.
I don't know.
251 now.
And that's why he went back and got that football. But there's his numbers against Baltimore. He likes playing against Baltimore.
Again, they've lost by a combined, Washington to Baltimore this year, by a combined 6 points in the two losses against him. Gray tonight, 4 receptions, 44 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. It's 38-28 with 9 to play in the third. So still a long ways to go here in Baltimore tonight. From what you've seen, is Baltimore the best team, or are you not quite ready to count out Philly or Albany at this point?
I mean, there's 3 teams at this point that can win it. I'm not so sure Washington's playing at that level just yet, but there's 3 other teams, and I think if Dan Rodabaugh can get back healthy, then that makes it 3 teams. But right now, the top 2 teams are, without question, Baltimore and Albany.
Ball loose at the end of the return from Tompkins. He says he was down.
It's not up to him to say.
Valor say they've recovered. Well, that's the ruling on the field that he was down. J.R. Collins came out of there with the football.
I'm not so sure. I mean, use a challenge. You use a challenge. Why not?
If you're especially you get the ball inside the 10 and
use it.
Get this thing back down to a 3-point deficit.
I mean, if you get a chance to get possession.
He's got it in his hand. We'll see if he uses it.
Because he doesn't have to be out all the way. It just has to be moving. And it's moving right there. That ball's already moving for the knees down.
If they'd have been able to overturn it. In any case, he turned down the opportunity. Collins can't quite make the catch around midfield. The deep out.
That's one Brandon will tell you he's got to make that catch. It's 2 for him that he's not finished on. He's got to just lock in and finish. He's too good a player, too good a receiver to let him get out of his hands.
Sims, Tompkins, and Collins, the receivers. Nixon in the backfield. Hippert to throw from the 5. Hippert over the middle, jump ball. Sims unable to hold that one in with Fred Obie in coverage.
Tell you what, Obie was dead to rights if Sims would have just kept going. If he'd have just gave him a nod and kept going. But Randy had to fade away a little bit. That's why the ball didn't have as much on it as he wanted to. But Sims locked his shoes in the turf and just waited. Pretty much caught Sims at that 12-yard mark and challenged for that ball.
7 to play in the third. 3rd and 10 from the 10. Hippert, near side, caught Tompkins. Spun down at the 19. Just shy of the first down. As he gains 9. So 4th and 1 now for Baltimore.
If you're Washington, you don't want to give them a free one by jumping off sides here. 4th down. You're Randy Hibbert, probably going to use a hard cadence, a hard count. Watch the ball. Don't give up a free one here. by being offsides.
Hippert gonna tuck it. He can do that. First down, move the chains. Good job by Hippert. He gains 5 on a 4th and short. All right, AJ is with big play Reggie Gray.
That's right. I'm here with Valor wideout Reggie Gray. You have 2 touchdowns on the night from Nelson. How does it feel?
I feel good. You know, I was trying to force the coaches to put me back in the game because of my little injury. They finally listened to me, and I'm just trying to help my team win.
You're also the 12th player in AFL history with 250 receiving touchdowns. You're an elite company. You're smiling. Don't be modest here. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's always an accomplishment. You know, I tell everybody coming from the south side of Chicago to be able to accomplish something like that is a great task. You know, but at this point, I'm almost trying to chase championships.
I hear that. Good luck. Back to you guys.
AJ, thanks.
Offside, number 40 with contact. That's encroachment. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
David Washington, 5th year from Faulkner. Guilty that time.
You can't give up 3 yards to good teams, man. That's something that can't happen.
Hey.
1st and 5 from the Valor 20. Baltimore up by 10. Hippert rolls out. Hippert launches back across the middle. Tompkins the catch. Tompkins breaks a couple of tackles and sprints down to the 2. Tompkins grabbing his right knee after the play after he gained 18. Tompkins down on the field after a big catch and run. We'll update you when we come back. .502 in the 3rd. Tompkins went down holding his right knee, but was able to actually jog off the field, so that was a good sign. This is an 18-yard play from Hippert to Tompkins as he goes down hard on that knee.
It's kind of gets landed on. And
Any protection there, but again, seeing him jog off makes you feel like it's. Anyway, he's got 3 catches, 36 yards. Hippert floats it for Collins, broken up with a marker down in the end zone.
that's a good call. Ran his bell right on
Defensive pass interference, number 15. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line and an automatic first down.
That's Obi again.
He just lets him cross his face. Doesn't want to give up the score, and I'm okay with that play by him. As soon as you give up that inside.
It's a 1st and goal from the 1. Sims, Williams, and Collins, the receivers. Nixon already has 2 rushing touchdowns. He stands behind Hippert. Nixon off the right side, pushing his way to the goal line. And his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, Rory Nixon.
Dive right. And that's a great job on the edge by Jordan McCray. Quick flash inside and gets out, leads the way, gets up on the jack linebacker.
Extra point, good. Lewis, 6 plays, 40 yards, and 455. Nixon into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight.
With the escort from Jordan McCray, you'll see the power back in again with the hat trick.
.320 left in the 3rd. Baltimore makes it 45-28. Rory Nixon's 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, his 7th of the season. Mark Lewis to send it away. It's deep this time. Dufault, but it's off the iron instead. Still loose. And scooped up. It looks like Dufault was able to wrap it up around the 5-yard line.
I'll tell you what, man, Mark Lewis, I mean, the kind of year this dude's having.
MVP?
Whoa, slow down. Slow down. He's the O MVP, other most valuable player. He can't be the MVP. He's a kicker.
Said.
I love him. He's a great kicker. He's the GOAT. But he's the O MVP. All right, he's the other.
Since I've met you, Nelson flips it out, caught by Reese around the 10. You've always sensed an anti-kicker narrative.
It's not an anti-kicker.
It's a lack of.
It has to go kicker by kicker. Like,
but why can't they just be like any other position on the field? Why can't they be considered like any other?
See, that's a loaded question. I don't want to answer for fear of incriminating myself.
To the 15, just shy of the first down. Rory is down there with AJ.
That's right. Rory Nixon got the juice tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns. What you got in that water bottle?
Man, it's just a little bit of good luck. That's all. That's it.
What are you seeing there on the field? I mean, Randy Hibbert is throwing the ball around, creating some openings for you all. Talk about that.
Yeah, Hip moving the ball around. We got a lot of good receivers. The O-line doing their job up front, so it's kind of opening the offense up.
All right, so we got one more out of you coming.
If they give it to me, the O-line doing what they doing, they keep doing it, we're going to get in there.
All right, back to you guys.
Love the personality. Nice. Reese picks up a first down after the 21. I can't remember last time I see a 4-touchdown performance out of a fullback in this league. I'm trying to think if I have seen one. Have you?
I want to say yes.
You've seen a lot
like
of games.
Odie Armstrong.
Markers down. This guy a
The
little bit.
false start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I'm going to look that up for you because that's a great question.
Deontay Savage, 3rd year out of Oklahoma. Back him up to the 16. A little bit of a sloppy 3rd quarter. 8th penalty now on the Valor.
Kind of falling back into their woes of not being able to score consistently in this quarter tonight.
They gotten Dufault going. They're looking for him deep. Nelson going to tuck it and run instead. Chopped down just shy of midfield. He gains 8.
Gain of 4 on the play. Second down.
He's a little banged up because he's got a little more burst than that, people. Arvell's a good athlete. He can run, but he's kind of got a little limp in his jog. He's hitching his giddy up.
Second and 7. Rifle far side. Caught Dangerfield. And that's what Nelson can do. That arm strength, pinpoint there to Dangerfield. That'll do it for the 3rd. Baltimore leads by 17, Week 10 of the AFL on CBS Sports Network. From the 21, 4th quarter begins. 3rd and 2 for Washington. Pumping, firing, incomplete. Intended for Dufault from Arvell Nelson. And the coverage by Josh Victorian. So now 4th and 2 facing Washington, down by 17 as this 4th quarter begins. Reggie Gray, the motion man. James Atoya in the backfield. Nelson fires, caught. First down and more with a marker down behind the play. Josh Reese takes it down inside the 10.
Pass, complete to Josh Reese, tackled by Joe Powell and Virgil Gray. But there's a flag on the play.
Illegal formation. The MAC linebacker was in the second neutral zone. Penalty is declined. Results of the play, first down.
Again, sloppy play up front. But I believe he gave up on Reggie Gray. That's a smart decision to get it out early and get it to a guy that's open and get the completion. But Reggie Gray had press coverage and beat it with a quick moving around for an easy score there.
Gain of 13. Default motion. Gray with blocking in front, but play gets blown up by Gray as well as Cleveland Thomas.
If nobody knows, this dude right here, that dude right there is special. 3-time champ. And if he gets his mitts on you, you might as well take the play off. If he gets his hands on you, you might as well settle it down. And even a better human being than a football player, because the guy is an unbelievable player.
He needed that veteran leadership, that Hall of Fame leadership with a lot of youth on this team. The middle caught by Gray. And they went out and got a Hall of Famer this week. And here he is playing. And he wanted his number 8, and gladly Shane Boyd, the backup quarterback, gave it up and switched to number 7. But how many times did he pick you off?
I can't, probably a lot. But because of him, I had to learn to play the game at a higher level because of him.
Arvell Nelson looking for the end zone. Nelson rushes it in for the Valor.
As you see him throw the shoulder, he threw the shoulder to go in there with some force at Josh Victorian. And Josh made a business, or should I say a business decision. A business decision. And that's 6'5", 240. And watch when he leans down. He sees him coming, and watch him just.
Oh. Pat Clark. What exactly did you see? All right, I'll tell you what I saw, said. I see a big guy, a Cam Newton type guy. Floating out of the pocket. Bam! Giving him the business, as you like to say. Nelson, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Rocky start, just 3-9 to begin. He's picked it up, though. And he's got his team back to within 10 at 45-35. Here comes the onside kick, squib kick, and easily played there.
Virgil Gray recovers
back around midfield by Virgil Gray.
First down.
In his 7th year from Rhode Island. So Hibbert tries to answer a Valor drive, which was 10 plays, 44 yards in 5 minutes, 46 seconds. And that 6-yard touchdown run by Arvell Nelson.
That's like a 15 to 18 play drive on the big field.
It is.
He's been sitting over there a long time.
And he's not out of the woods yet, up by 10. Takes 1 stop, maybe a bar ball, and onside. 11:23 to play from the 24. Hibbert sends Tompkins in motion. Floats it out to McCray. McCray, the tight end, down inside the 15. 3rd year out of UCF, gains a dozen and moved the chains for the Brigade.
Came in with 7 receptions on the season, gets his 8th, but watch him throw up the field. He'll pass that, throw, and then step under. That's a great job by him. They set up the screen, and then it's athleticism. You're talking about 315 pounds moving athletically down the field with good soft hands. Central Florida.
An unofficial national champs last year. Called themselves. His brother plays for the Green Bay Packers. Hibbert pumps, fires. Too low, incomplete. Williams trying to scoop it off the turf.
Ruled incomplete. Second down.
Twin brothers.
They also
UCF together.
They also played for the Orlando Predators together.
Yep, that's right.
I'm just trying to send good vibes to the Florida folks.
So we can, I know. So we're expecting to be down there in this league soon again.
I'm hoping.
Williams, Collins, and Tompkins, the receivers here. Nixon lines up behind Hibbert. Rifles it to Williams. Williams still going. Touchdown. Milton Williams, 14 yards.
Man, it's just a hitch route, a wait route. Tracy Belton too soft. Then he picks up a block from McCray, picks up a block from BC, and is able to take it in. Brandon Collins doing a nice job getting a little chip, just enough to give his guy some space. But I like how Milton took off with force and power immediately.
Second year out of Delaware State. 9th touchdown of the season. Lewis backs it in. 3-play drive, 26 yards in 2:06. It's 52-35. Baltimore with the lead. Back to 17. Hibbert firing darts tonight. Spreading the ball around. Baltimore has executed 7 drives tonight. 6 have resulted in touchdowns, 1 with a field goal to close the first half. The kicking game has been key on both sides here tonight.
Yeah, Pat Clark as well as Mark Lewis, both playing at a high level. And as you would like to crown them the 2 MVPs of the game so far.
Yep.
Bar ball after bar ball. Anything you can do, I can do better. Great scores for their team. Okay, that right there just got him off my list. I'm just kidding. Love me some Mark Lewis.
Said, here's the deal.
Mark Lewis is awesome, man, and he's playing at an exceptionally high level. He is, as I said, the O MVP.
But when you were a player,
he's the other O MVP.
All right, but you looked at the kicker.
Another bar
ball. Loose with Reese. Again, that's twice Reese has picked up one of those bar balls. Said,
that boy's in it. Listen, he is in what they call a zone. Because he is putting the ball right where he wants to.
If you were Adam Vinatieri's teammate, who's probably the best kicker ever to play, would you not treat him exactly like any other teammate? Or would he still be, oh, well, he's the kicker?
I treat my teammates good.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a certain thing I just see with players where the kicker is sort of separate.
I'll get on it after this play.
I want to hear it. Arvell fires, caught, Reese. Good pace on that ball. First down out to the 20.
Nice gin route there. Go on the outside with the end coming in. Reese with the solid catch. So the reason kickers don't get, especially in the NFL, the reason they don't get treated, I mean, they're needed, but the reason they don't get treated is because when all the guys are in the hot sun sweating, most of those guys are sometimes not even at practice. Once the kicking drills are done, they're gone.
What would you want them to be doing?
What do you mean what I want them to be doing? Spot the football, do something. Be around. Sometimes those guys are gone.
Caught Tolliver to the end zone. Touchdown. 2 quick strikes, resulting in a short, sweet touchdown drive for the Valor. 30 yards from Arvell Nelson to T.T. Tolliver.
They just keep hanging around and hanging around. This is Pole Z corner, or excuse me, Pole Y corner, and it comes in and boom. I mean, right out of the break, it's a dart. You got to get him down.
Clark, PAT, drilled it. 52-42, 7 to play.
Just keep hanging around, hanging around.
So no, kickers are in the hot sun. You're right, they're not in the hot sun.
They're not And not saying they don't put in hard work in the offseason and do all that, but their job is different than everybody else's job. They could be on the golf course, and you're in the third period of a 20-period practice, and they're out on the golf course. I mean, so are you supposed to treat them the same?
Well, their job is not to. Their job is to every once in a while come in and execute. So
correct.
You can't expect them to kick 1 million field goals a day. They're going to kick.
That's not what I want. That's not what I want. My point to you is, if you're not around all the dudes all the time, how are you supposed to be treated like all the dudes all the time?
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And these other two guys that are playing good ball tonight. the young fella, 41 years young, folks, and I did not stutter, 41 years young right there. T.T. Toliver owns every receiving record possible in this league. Still playing and getting it done at a high level. I mean, that's a freak of nature right there, man.
It's amazing.
Literally. He's not a quarterback. He's not a kicker.
Right.
He is a wide receiver.
16 years. Wow. Another guy that's a good, epitomizes this league on and off the field. The guys, there are the personalities, and here comes the onside kick. Loose but up against the boards, and not much there from Pat Clark.
That's the first kicker malfunction of the day. I mean, literally, the dude. Both kickers have been phenomenal tonight. I can't even say awesome, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Considering what we've seen.
Yeah.
That's the first miscue all night.
So Baltimore will take over at the 17. Washington tried to steal an extra possession there. Again, the Brigade have scored on every possession tonight. 6 touchdowns and 1 field goal. That field goal came at the end of the first half.
They've been efficient, if not anything else. Take care of the ball for the most part.
Stevens is open, and so is Tompkins. Overshot Tompkins with a marker down in the secondary.
It's a good-looking route.
Holding, defense number 6. Penalty is half the distance. Automatic first down.
All right, TT is with our AJ.
That's right, joined by TT Toliver, who just made the last touchdown. You guys are down 10, staying in this one. Right. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. You know, we just got to continue on playing and fight for 4 quarters. You know, last week we played for 4 quarters. Hope we can finish this game on a win this week.
There's been a lot of momentum shifts, but where are you seeing the weaknesses in this Brigade defense?
You know, it's back and forth. You know, 1 minute we'll make a play, the next minute they'll make a play. We just got to keep fighting. That's the bottom line, you know.
All right, thank you, TT. Back to you guys.
AJ inside the 10. Tompkins in motion. First and goal. After Washington's 9th penalty of the night. Tompkins again, hand-fighting error. There will be no call, and it's incomplete. Tompkins thinking there was too much contact and holding on his jersey.
He's got so much quickness and speed. It should be hard for anybody to ever get a hand on him.
17 catches last week for 159 and 3 touchdowns for Tompkins.
Listen, this is the same guy that 3 short years ago scored touchdown 5 different ways in a game. Like insane. So he is physically gifted and really buying in.
Williams again with a touchdown grab from 9 yards and a pretty throw by Hippert.
You want to see the way you're supposed to attack the football when it's in the air. There's a nice soft touch throw up over the top to the big receiver. You allow him to go up and watch him go up and attack this ball at the high point. Give me that. And then immediately rips it away from the defender to the opposite side. That's big time right there by Milton Williams.
3 catches, 38 yards, 2 touchdowns for Williams tonight. 58-42 with 4:10 remaining. Lewis drills it. Lead back to 17. Baltimore unstoppable tonight. 8 drives, 7 that resulted in touchdowns, 1 field goal. Second crab of the night for the big man, Williams. 59-42. .356 remaining. 17-point Brigade lead. Tomorrow night, 6 Eastern, CBS Sports Network brings you more AFL action. The Albany Empire welcomes the 2-time defending Arena Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Soul, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. 5-3 Albany, 4-4 Philadelphia.
Furthermore, I mean, you got John Meter Perrell, Pat O'Hara, and Randy Gateway.
Duval finally gets a chance tonight, and he's dragged down from behind. No doubt. Looking forward to those guys on that call. Of course, when we get into the postseason, July, we're going to have... It's interesting how they're doing it this year. It's kind of like international soccer. Leg 1 and leg 2 in the matchups.
It's pretty cool.
And we'll have the Arena Bowl in late July here on CBS Sports Network. Those are the second half possessions for the Valor.
And it's encouraging that you see, as bad as Arval played at times, he just continued to play.
Down to 3:20 left. Launches way off the mark, though. Room coverage was Victorian. Looking for Tolliver.
That's a real good job by Victorian. Josh does a nice job of staying with depth and pretty much corralling T.T. Tolliver where he wanted him to go. Didn't fall for anything, kept his feet moving, stayed in his back pedal. And that's what you got to do when somebody's trying to press you down the field.
Off target again. Far board's looking for Duval.
That's one where he's just got to put a little touch over it. And Jack linebacker Willie Bailey's moving in the opposite direction. You just got to put a little touch there and allow your man to catch and run.
Default again, broken up by Victorian. He was all over that one.
So sometimes when guys have tremendous amount of speed, it's tough for them to get in and out of their cuts. And Josh just sat down on that route, didn't buy that he was not going deep, and just sat right on it. Back-to-back good cover jobs by Josh Victorian.
On 4th and 10, Nelson over the middle, diving grab, but he didn't hold on. Duval. And a defensive stop for Baltimore, and that should be the nail in the coffin for the Baltimore Brigade here tonight. With a big stop when Nelson and company had to have one.
You're gonna go in a post with it in from the backside, and you didn't argue too much, but you just got to put a little touch on that ball. Not sure. Sure looked like a close to a catch, but he bobbled it when it was on top of his stomach.
Nelson just 15 of 29.
Just got to put some touch on the ball. Every ball doesn't have to be a howitzer. You just got to put a little touch.
One-minute warning in Baltimore, 59-42. Minute to play, Brigade by 17. They get the ball back here. Have to go to 7-2. The Valor will fall to 1-8. With Albany and Philly tomorrow night at 6 Eastern here on CBS Sports Network. Albany in second place behind Baltimore at 5-3. Philly comes in 4-4. Scored on every possession. 7 touchdowns and 1 field goal. Retrieve, firing, end zone, bobbled, and caught. Touchdown Tompkins, the juggling catch on a 10-yard strike from Hibbert.
It's a comeback route at the front of the end zone. He bobbles it, but still able to bring it down. That's one of those tough routes to cover as he curls back inside. Ball out on time, away from coverage, where only his guy was going to get it. Tell you what, the way this guy is dealing, they're going to be tough to deal with. He's incredibly efficient. He's got 5 different weapons. Check that, 6, 7 different weapons if you count the back out of the backfield.
Nixon's got 3 rushing touchdowns. It's a season high in points tonight for Baltimore. Lewis makes it 66-42, 55 seconds left.
There's so many guys that can hurt you on the offense for this team. And that defense is only going to get better. It's only going to get better. I mean, with the addition of Rodney Fritz, Damian Burrell, already talked about Cleveland, but that guy right there, the maestro, is putting it together right now.
Dealing.
He is dealing.
It'll be 7-2 after tonight for Baltimore. It'll be 3-0 against the Valor this year. This by far the biggest separation. The other two have been extremely tight.
Well, again, you've got a guy in his 3rd week playing against a defense that will mix some stuff up against you. If you don't know exactly what you're doing or where your guys are, it's going to make it tough for you. Yeah. Second guess every decision, and all those things, unless it's easy. They've not made it easy for Arvell Nelson tonight. Although early in the game, he had some chances, and he'll probably see the film and take a good look at it. But he had some chances early in the game to hit some of the short storms and some of the short routes, to get completions, keep drives going, and that's what he's got to work on right there.
Another ball off the eye. Scooped up. I tell you, Mark Lewis is my MVP. As good as Hibbert is.
He's trick shotting right now. But Hibbert's going to be over 80% completion.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, man.
Still got to be Hibbert.
Come on. Under duress. Nobody's out there trying to tackle Mark. Nobody's out there
Speaking of trick shots.
Nobody's out there trying to get him.
Seth, look at the angle. That's Lewis.
Round the first ball through this before the second.
I mean, and then look at this with a basketball hoop behind the goalpost. Nothing but net. That just seems, they both seem impossible. That's Mark Lewis on his YouTube channel. Awesome. Dangerfield, good catch. 48 seconds.
Quickly gives him something. I mean, he's been amazing. And like I said, think about how golfers get in that rhythm. Jordan Spieth had a run. Tiger had a great run. When you know they're in a zone, they're in such a zone that you're playing for second place and beyond.
Right.
That's what it looks like when he's swinging his leg right now.
Like
at everything.
It
like
looks
at
to
everything.
him like the whole thing is built of iron.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Second down and 4. Seconds remaining in Baltimore. Arvell Nelson. Again, deep ball. Intercepted. What a way to close out this game. And this one could be a pick 6. Down inside the 5. Touchdown. Baltimore. Joe Powell goes nearly the distance.
That's a great play from Joe Powell. The only problem here, Arvell has him, but Joe comes from over the top. Arvell's got to throw this ball back over in the corner because the backside, Josh Victorian didn't get back far enough. He throws it upfield, doesn't push it out in front.
Against Baltimore, number 9 and number 4 are both disqualified for the remainder of the ballgame.
We'll get a look at that, but got a little feisty. And you know, everyone, as soon as there's an interception, everyone's going to attack the quarterback to block him.
Did you catch who was ejected?
Arvell Nelson and Josh Victorian, or excuse me, Damian Burrell and Arvell Nelson.
Most points in team history for Baltimore now, 72-42. Burrell leaving the field and Arvell the other one. Lewis. Missed.
Wow, there goes your MVP right there. He just flushed it down the drain.
He still almost hit iron.
He did hit iron.
He's good on that.
He did hit iron.
30 seconds to play. Lewis finally a mistake tonight. 30-point lead, 30 seconds remaining. Nelson ejected, which means we should see Warren Smith. Play where Burrell and Arvell each get ejected following this 49-yard interception return touchdown by Powell.
D lineman always going to go for the quarterback, and right up against the wall here. There you go. They've got him right there, and it continues on after that for about 12 to 15 seconds.
Boy,
it's a good melee.
Here's the deal: if you're Nelson, I mean, he's a big boy. Like, he can stand.
Well, he's a big boy, but he's, you know, Damian Burrell is 285.
All right. Again, Arvell was a linebacker in this league before becoming a quarterback.
Now that's the skinny linebacker. That's not the big linebacker. So slow it down.
He played the jack, yeah. All right, so Lewis sends it away. Line drive this time. Scooped up by Dufault. Dufault wrapped up at the 12. 25 seconds.
Warren Smith is probably the most upset of all. I got to go out here for 30 seconds. Well, I'm hoping Arvell didn't hurt his hands or anything on that in that melee, because it was getting pretty ugly.
Warren Smith Jr. in for the final 25 seconds. Team for 25 for Brigade, 5 touchdowns. Hand off right side. Late surge there by James Atoya. It's 19, flag down.
After the play was over, the first down was made. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 74. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Deontay Savage backing it up to the 20. This feels like one where let's, cut the losses, right? And let this thing run out.
It's going right now.
10th penalty. Kind of a microcosm of how it was for Washington tonight. 72-42, they fall. Trail by 10 at the break. They lose by 30. Washington falls to 1-8, but Baltimore, the leaders in the Arena Football League here in 2018, improved to 7-2 with 3 games remaining.
Very efficient, very solid. Saw good special teams play, good offense, good defense.
Looks to be in decent spirits after getting an unsportsmanlike in the closing seconds. But back to the drawing board a little bit for he and this Valor team. They are now 1-8 on the season. That was his 3rd game of the season, so we'll see how it stacks up for him in the final 3 down the stretch. And Hippard able to exchange pleasantries, and now both teams circling up in the middle of the field. What do you think, Sed? Pretty good one for Baltimore, right? All the way around?
It was. I think, they weathered a storm, a burst. Weathered a burst from the Valor in terms of bar balls, giving up 14 unanswered after they took command of this game early, but then came back with their own burst and continued to play. Showed tremendous poise and leadership all around. This is a really solid team in a lot of different areas, or should I say in all areas.
7-2 for Baltimore. Now they'll wait to see what happens with Albany and Philly tomorrow. Philly right now in 2nd place, 5-3. Philly in 3rd at 4-4. Randy Hippard is with AJ.
Randy Hippard, I want to ask you first about the defense tonight. Joe Powell with the pick 6 to end the game. Virgil Gray, big interception to start the half. Overall, the pass rush was very effective. Talk about how this defense really stepped up tonight.
Yeah, they were challenged today. Coach came in and challenged the defense to make a few plays for us because we knew they were going to come out and we had to slow our belt down. And they did a hell of a job to keeping offense like that to 42 points. That's a good job tonight. You did a heck of a job too. 18 for 25, 5 touchdowns. You spread it around. We talked about the wide receiver core, and let's talk about beast mode as well. Rory Nixon, right. A great game out of everyone. Yeah, he doesn't get much respect because we don't really hand the ball off much. But when we get into our arena and we got the rounded end zones, he's got to be a factor in the night he showed up. What does this win mean for your team moving forward? It's big. Anytime we're playing at home, we want to give the crowd, put a show on for the crowd and come out with a victory. And so far, we're undefeated at home, and we want to keep it that way. All right, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Tell Ray McNeil to get out of there. Big old lineman.
Thanks, AJ.
They're good friends.
Hippard 178 and 5 touchdowns. Hit 6 different receivers tonight in a 30-point win. Back to wrap things up from Baltimore next. Baltimore 7-2. The Valor fall to 1-8. The Brigade remain unbeaten at home this season, 72-42. It's the most points they've scored in franchise history, this being the 2nd year of the Baltimore Brigade franchise. But complete domination, especially in that second half. And you made the point, said that they were jumped out from a 14-0 lead, and then a couple of fluke plays, and Washington ties it up at 14. But after that, it felt like they remained in control the rest of the way.
They did. They just settled back in and just played ball and took advantage of some miscues, and every good team's going to do that. They took advantage of miscues from Washington and really did a good job. This is a well-coached team, and they're getting better and gaining confidence as we come down the stretch here, but they've got a big one next week.
Updated standings here in week number 10. Baltimore 7-2. Albany and Philly at 5-3 and 4-4 respectively. Washington 1-8. So 3 games remaining in the regular season for each of these two teams. Albany will play Philadelphia tomorrow night, 6 Eastern, here on CBS Sports Network. Tail of the tape. Who do you like in that game?
Wow, with Albany having Tommy Grady and Joe Hills, and I mean, Albany for sure. They're just playing great.
Scoring 49 a game, the turnover margin, a big discrepancy between those two going in. For Seth Bonner, AJ Ross, and our entire crew, I'm Brett Stover. Again, tomorrow, the AFL returns to CBS Sports Network, 6 Eastern, Philly and Albany. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up after the break, stories we've told. Stay tuned for that.